To make this strawberry ginger wine, I'll be using 5 pounds of fresh strawberries, about a pound of fresh ginger, 4 cups of white granulated sugar, anywhere from half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, the original kind. This is optional, but a couple of straining bags will be helpful. About 3/4 of a gallon of fresh, clean, filtered water. We'll need a fermenter with a wide opening so we can get our fruit and bags into. And if you don't have one, a 1 gallon food grade bucket with lid will do. We're also going to need either a 1 gallon or a 4-liter carboy. In this case, this is a recycled wine jug, so that in a week or so, when we rack or transfer our wine from our wide mouth fermenter into our long haul fermenter, we'll be all set and ready to go. We are going to need an airlock with bung, in which case this is an airlock with a number 6 bung, which generally tends to fit most 1 gallon or 4-liter containers. And just so that it doesn't magically appear later on in the video, we're going to need an 8-quart pot with lid. And to make sure that everything has been properly cleaned and sanitized, we'll be using a food-grade sanitizer to properly clean all of our equipment. And that is what I'm going to be using to make this wine. Now, to get things started, let's go ahead and pour in 1/2 gallon of our water. And let's go ahead and get that up to a boil. Now, in the meantime, we can go ahead and begin peeling our ginger. And we can now go ahead and begin thinly slicing our ginger. Now, before putting these in the pot, I've decided to go ahead and give these just a quick rinse, just to knock off any remaining possible dirt and grime that might have gotten missed. All right, we're going to let that go ahead and boil for, I say, 30 minutes. But in the meantime, let's start work on these strawberries. Now, with the strawberries, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and give them a good rinse. Now I'm going to keep things simple with the strawberries. All I'm really going to do is to remove the foliage, kind of cut around the little green core, and really just chop them into quarters. And then get them in the bag. Now, if you want to, you can run them through a food processor or blender or whatever. They're going to break down pretty well once they start fermenting. before we rack them into the carboy. But for the most part, you're getting rid of the green stuff. And chop them into quarters, or however finely you wish to chop them. And I'm just going to continue the process. Now, because this is a bread yeast formula and not a wild yeast formula, we want to go ahead and drop in our strawberries briefly. And what we want to do is just try and kill off any of the wild yeast that might happen to be on the strawberries. And that won't take very long. We can actually go ahead and turn off the heat because we're not trying to cook the strawberries. And we'll let the temperature come down on this a bit before adding in our sugar. Well, now that our mixture has cooled down a bit, we can go ahead and add in our sugar. And go ahead and let this come on down to room temperature. Now that it's come down to temperature, we're going to do a couple of things. One, we want to temporarily remove the straining bags. Letting it drain a little bit. And we want to pour our remaining mixture into our fermenter. And we want to strain out our ginger because it has done what it needs to do. And we just don't need it anymore. Okay. The reason for removing the straining bags is that we want to try and determine just how close to the 1 gallon, or in my case, 4-liter mark, we need to be. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up a little bit short, so I'm going to go ahead and add in some water to bring us up to the mark. There. And I'm going to go ahead and return our straining bags. Go ahead and put our lid back on. And then move on to the next step. Now I've taken the liberty of doing a hydrometer reading, and it came in at 1.080. Now it doesn't start the process of becoming wine until we add in our yeast. Now this was a full packet of yeast. I really did need a full packet. A teaspoon would have done it, and I've actually made wine using this in a quarter of a teaspoon. But I'm being generous today, so I'm going to go ahead and add it all in. Put the lid on temporarily. And I should point out, and I'm going to pan the camera down a bit. That little red dot right there for this particular air fermenter, it does have its own built-in airlock. So as CO2 builds up, it raises up the airlock and CO2 can escape. If you don't have one with a built-in airlock, then you're going to need a regular style airlock for your fermenter. It's now time to label our creation. I'm making, almost got it to fit. I'm making a strawberry ginger wine. I started it on this day, 6/2/2026. And my starting gravity was 1.080. I'm going to leave the strawberries in there for a good 5 to 7 days, after which I'm going to remove them. And typically I like to go ahead and transfer everything above the sediment layer, which will be developing down towards the bottom, and transferring those or racking those into the secondary fermenter or carboy for the longer, several month long process. I generally will try and rack it at least once again after that, and sometimes I forget, but usually I'll try and do once. And then I'll go ahead and determine if I need to back sweeten or add sugar. And then if I do have to add sugar, I will pasteurize the wine, either in the cardboard or in the bottles, so that I do not restart fermentation, and label it, and after that, enjoy it. And that's going to be the process. You can find videos on the racking and several other processes that I might employ in between on my channel page under winemaking operations playlist. So until then, I'll see ya.